So what we have here is a saucepan that's just filled up with a little bit of water, and it's got a simmer below it. And we just put a basic sort of bowl over the top, and it can be a glass bowl or a stainless steel bowl. As you can see, we have glass here. And we just kind of add the chocolate to it. The important part is that we've got the chocolate not getting too scorched, and it's just going to melt under the boiling water. The nice thing about the chocolate here is you can kind of leave it unattended for a little while and not have to worry about it burning. Just give it a stir every once in a while and it'll slowly melt.
How's it doing over there?
Pretty good. We just got the chocolate melted, and we are going to take it over here.
Awesome.
We're almost ready to go with this stuff, and we're going to dump it in the food processor with the avocado.
So does it matter if you get any water or anything in it on accident while you're melting it?
Well, when you're normally melting chocolate for something, you don't necessarily want to get water in there or water vapor, so you don't want to have a really hard boil or anything on the water. Just simmer it, take your time, melt the chocolate slowly, be gentle with it, and it works out good. So what we have now is we have in the food processor our avocado and of course our melted chocolate. And that's almost ready to go, except for I want to add a couple of ingredients. The main things are the chocolate and the avocado.
3 avocados, 2 bars chocolate.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so I want to add a little bit of sweetener to this. Now, generally the chocolate, being dark chocolate, doesn't have a lot of sweetener to it, so I want to add something that kind of gives it a little kick. I like to add 2 different things, and one of them is an agave syrup, and one of them is a maple syrup. And the reason I add 2 of those is you can just add 1. You can add sugar if you want to. If you add a granulated sugar, then the food processor might not grind it up as much and it will be kind of grainy, so use something liquid. Agave syrup is really, really easy to find, and if you just use that, that's going to be great. Use enough to where it'll sweeten the amount that you do. It depends on the amount of chocolate that you use and the percentage of chocolate. On this one we used 88%, 85% chocolate, so it's kind of bitter. You want to use a little bit of extra sweetness. So what it does is it ends up playing on your tongue, meaning that the maple syrup has its complexities and its real depth and sweetness. And of course the agave syrup sort of has a lightness in its way that it plays on your tongue with sweetness. When you put the 2 together, it gives a really, really kind of diverse sweetness about it that you really want. That's what I do. It's okay to use one or the other. Any sort of liquid sweetener is fine. Now you can add it to taste. I use a couple of teaspoons of each. So if I'm using agave syrup, a couple teaspoons of each. The other ingredients I have, of course, are natural vanilla. Now, you can use vanilla extract, you know, the fake stuff, imitation stuff, it's not that good. I use on the batch that we're doing about like, you know, a half a teaspoon or so. That gives it a nice kind of just good rich flavor, and it's really good. Now, salt. Now, salt in desserts, most people don't think that that's something that you want to use, right? Like salt? Okay, we're making cookies, we have brownies, salt, do you put that in there? Most baking recipes and everything, we use salt, right? And the thing about the salt is it actually does really, really work in sort of a dessert way. And it's in every dessert that we consume. And the reason that is because salt sort of brings out sort of a natural way about your taste buds and your tongue that allows your taste buds to open up for the way that the sugars work on your tongue. So you can have a little bit of sugar in there, you know, like the agave and the maple syrup, add just a pinch of salt and it'll make those flavors burst. So if we were to make this and not add salt, you'd kind of be missing something. Put a dash of salt and it makes the flavors pop.
And this salt that we're using today is Himalayan sea salts. So you can see it has a little bit of a pink color to it. Himalayan sea salt is actually the most nutritious salt that you can consume. It has the most nutrients. It has a lot of calcium in it and other minerals. So that's why we chose that. But any salt will do. We prefer sea salt, and tonight we have Himalayan.
So
Should we add some salt?
we should.
Okay. How much?
Add a couple pinches of that.
I always get confused. What is a pinch? Like that?
A pinch is like that. That
Okay.
seems
However
pretty good.
much you can pinch.
2 pinches?
Yeah. Here's the thing is it's always easy to add a little bit extra at the end
Okay.
than to take it out. So be
So 2
cautious.
pinches.
At the end we can do it. The reason I use a food processor for this is it really does incorporate everything well.
All right.
Put the lid on.
And dance party!
So while they're being silly back here, of course, like, you want to keep this on for a little while. Watch it. You know, the chocolate's going to incorporate a little bit. Like the avocado is going to incorporate a little bit. And what you kind of want to be looking for is it just kind of gets whipped around. You don't want any chunks in there. You want it to be like super smooth.
It looks super smooth to me.
Every once in a while, you probably want to stop it. If there's any chunks in the top, little avocado slices kind of, you know, hanging out in there or anything, just sort of scoop them from the side.
Incorporate them back into the
Incorporate them again. And then while you have the lid on, if you want a dance party again, that's perfectly fine.
Dance party!
So in the meantime, while we're doing all this stuff, I do have a bunch of, you know, blueberries and some strawberries. We got these organic local at the farmer's market. Those are gonna be garnishes. We're gonna make some really cool garnishes when we actually plate this up and put it in the fridge. It's gonna be awesome. You guys are gonna love it. So the question is, how do we know when it's done?
How do we know when it's done?
When it seems incorporated, when it seems like there's no chunks in there, when it seems like it's something you want to eat, it's probably done. All right, so here's the thing is, it's still gonna be sort of like, you know, warm, not hot because of the chocolate, but it's kind of set up. It's something that, you know, you'd want to eat right out of here, but don't just eat it right out of here. In the refrigerator.
in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna leave you with these 3 bowls to get this all set up. And we're gonna take a little break. Leave you here by yourself. Is that cool?
Sounds good. I'll set this up. Why don't you join me in a minute?
We expect some delicious chocolate, sexy chocolate mousse when we get back.
Oh,
Yes.
you will.
All right. Bye.
The secret to this that's really fantastic is if you get a little zip top bag, like this type of thing here, find it at any store, kind of scoop it in to the bag, like so. Be careful because this is an exact amount. If you get any on your fingers, it's a terrible, terrible thing. You don't want to do that. So if you get some on your fingers, you may have to lick it off, which is not going to be necessarily a good thing. But in the meantime, just put this off, it'll be good. So what I end up doing for this stuff here, I'll set this aside. If you put some in a little Ziploc bag, if you cut the end off with some scissors, like so, you can sort of just squeeze it right in there and it'd be nice and easy to go. What this does is sort of just like make it look nice, make it look good. The bowls look really good. So now we go to garnishing. So I'm gonna go over the fridge just for a second, grab some mint, and then do the blueberries and the strawberries, and we'll be right back. All right, so I've been hanging out for a little while, and I just took my mousse out of the fridge, and I brought back some mint, and I'm wondering where the girls are. They should be back for this pretty soon. But the best thing to do is, now that this is all chilled up, it's good and cold, and take about a half hour, you know, a little bit longer. It's up to your fridge. Anyway, we're gonna be taking this mint, and you wanna take sort of the top sprigs off of this. So you want the little pretty small ones on the top, you can see that. And you can take the little small ones and just sort of pinch it off with, sort of just sprig it down in there, and it looks fantastic. So you got all those 3 going. Hide the mint so they don't get more, and then we move on to strawberries, which these are not. And put on the non-strawberries like that. And of course these are non-organic non-strawberries. And then of course we have blueberries, and these things are fantastic. So once we go on with the non-blueberries, put these suckers on, cut the tops off, like so. Cut them, cut them, cut them. And just arrange a couple on the top so you get them like that. All right, I'm gonna do the rest of those. And I think that the girls are probably really gonna like this wherever they may be. So, that's kind of what you got. Hey,
Wow.
how's it going?
Oh, wow.
Fabulous.
This
So,
looks very fabulous.
I've got some mousse here, and you fabulous ladies have helped me make this, and you know, I wanted to share the bounty of you know, sexy.
Well, we
chocolate
thought we
mousse.
would slip into something a little more comfortable since this is sexy chocolate mousse, so that we can enjoy this properly.
That it is, and not only with the mousse that I have for us to enjoy, which is We're gonna grab a couple spoons, but got a little something for the two of you as well.
Aww, sweet. You're so romantic.
So I hope you enjoy. And of course, this is plant-powered living, and we wanted to make some sexy chocolate mousse, not only for you guys, but for us and the ladies as well. And
Do you have some spoons so we can?
I do. We're gonna taste it. It's gonna be
All
good.
right, let's taste it. I'll get them.
Thank you.
All right.
Cheers.
Wow.
If you really want to make a good chocolate mousse, dairy-free, feels good, non-guilty.
This is
That's
absolutely
the-
amazing.
Oh my goodness.
This
This is
is
going to be a really good night.
Heavenly.
That's the way to do it. plantpoweredliving.com. Check us out. This is going to be a great thing. Come back again and see us.